All right, let's get right into it. In Nigeria, farmers are, without a doubt, the backbone of the entire country's food supply. But right now, they're up against a huge new challenge, and it's coming from the sky itself, climate change. So we're going to look at this incredible story about how some really accessible technology is turning super complex data into a powerful tool for survival and, yeah, even success.
For generations, farmers could literally read the seasons. They knew the signs. But those old rules, they're basically being thrown out the window by climate change. And this isn't just some small inconvenience. We're talking about a direct threat to their harvests, their income, their whole way of life.
And this quote, it really just nails it. This isn't some far-off, abstract idea. It's happening right now, on the ground. Think about it. A sudden drought can completely wipe out a season's hard work. An unexpected flood can wash away a family's entire future. The stakes are just incredibly high.
So this brings us to the million-dollar question, right? We have the science, we've got meteorological agencies that are putting out forecasts, but there's this massive disconnect, a huge communication gap between that critical data and the people who could actually use it to save their crops. So what's standing in the way?
Well, it really boils down to these three major barriers. First, scientific data is often packed with technical jargon that's hard to understand. Then you have literacy levels, which can make written reports pretty much useless for a lot of people. And of course, in so many rural areas, a reliable internet connection just isn't a thing. These aren't just little hurdles. They're like giant walls blocking this life-saving information.
Okay, so we've got a really clear problem. What on earth does a solution look like? It's got to be something that can smash right through those walls, and that is exactly where a really smart digital solution enters the picture.
Let me introduce you to the Agro-Weather Dissemination System, or ADS for short. At its heart, this thing is basically a translator. It takes all that high-level, complex weather data and turns it into something incredibly simple, practical advice that a farmer can actually use, today, out in their field.
Now, what's really cool is the partnership behind all this. You've got the Green Habitat Initiative, GHI, who actually developed the ADS platform. And they teamed up with the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, or NIMET, who provides all the official government weather forecasts. It's really the perfect matchup of tech innovation and hard science.
And they didn't just stop there. The system also pulls in data from other heavy-hitting sources, like the Sprout Open Agriculture Platform. This just makes the information even more solid and well-rounded. I mean, it's simple, right? More data means better, more accurate advice for the farmers.
So we know who's behind it, but how does it actually work? How does a reading from a satellite turn into a real-life decision about when to plant your crops? Let's walk through the process, which is actually pretty elegant and simple.
It all happens in three main steps. First up is ingestion. The ADS platform just sucks in all that raw weather data. Step 2 is conversion, and this is where the magic happens. It translates everything into simple, easy-to-understand messages in local languages, like Hausa. And finally, delivery. It pushes that vital information out through channels that farmers are already using.
And here, you can get a little peek behind the curtain at the system's dashboard. See how it has live data like temperature, and those forecasts are translated directly into Hausa for specific farming areas? It's all just clean, clear, and totally focused on getting the right information to the right people.
Now, this part is absolutely crucial. Technology is totally useless if it doesn't actually reach people. So ADS uses everything. We're talking basic SMS texts, USSD codes, those simple menus that work on any phone, and even interactive voice response, so farmers can just call in and listen to the forecast. It even partners with local radio stations to broadcast the info, making sure it gets to even the most remote communities.
Okay, so we've got this amazing system for getting the word out. But what's the payoff? What actually happens when that information lands in a farmer's hands? What does that real-world impact look like?
Well, the impact is huge and it's immediate. Farmers can suddenly make decisions with confidence. They know the best time to plant, when they should water, and when to get the harvest in before a big storm hits. And that leads directly to better yields, way fewer losses, and at the end of the day, a more secure income for their families.
And tools like this timeline view, they're just total game changers. A farmer can look at this and see the whole projected season for their specific area at a single glance. The earliest they can start, the latest it'll end. This kind of visual data replaces guesswork with confidence and lets them plan so much better. And the benefits just keep rippling outwards from there. Because the system uses voice and simple text, it brings everyone into the fold. Women, young farmers, and people who might not be able to read. And at the same time, all this data that's being collected becomes this incredibly rich, reliable source for government policymakers to use for their own large-scale climate planning.
So the first project in Nigeria's Kebbi state was a massive success. But this thing was never designed to just be a small, one-off pilot program. Oh no, the vision for ADS is much, much bigger than that.
What that pilot did was prove the model works. It showed, without a shadow of a doubt, that smart, accessible digital tools can give farmers a fighting chance to adapt to our changing climate. It's basically a blueprint for building resilience.
And here's the key. ADS was built from day one with growth in mind. It's all set for being integrated into national early warning systems. It's designed for partnerships with huge telecom companies to reach millions of people. And the ultimate goal? To expand across all of sub-Saharan Africa.
And that really leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to think about. I mean, this story is about weather and farming in Nigeria, but the core idea behind it is universal, isn't it? It's about closing the gap between expert knowledge and local action. So you have to wonder, what other massive global challenges in public health, education, you name it, are just waiting for a similar kind of solution?